I was completely hysterical.
A mother talks to us about the frightening moments when a man stole her car with her 8-month-old baby inside.
The state has changed its plan to move Lexington's Office of Probation and Parole after a neighborhood outcry.
On the eve of Fancy Farm, the new WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll shows one party leading every statewide race except one. I'll run down the results ahead.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. Tonight, a Russell County mother is speaking out about a frightening ordeal. Police say a man stole her car from a gas station with her 8-month-old baby in the back seat.
That led to a police chase Wednesday that started in Georgetown and ended nearly 50 miles away in Madison County, where police say the suspect crashed, then killed himself. The baby was not injured. Phil Pendleton talked to the family this afternoon. It's our top story at 6.
Kimberly Wilson Lucas and her son Tyler have been thinking a lot lately about what could have happened Wednesday.
I mean, that's all I could pray is, Lord, just keep that baby safe.
On their way home from Cincinnati, a routine stop for gas in Georgetown. Kimberly went inside the store. Her son Tyler was pumping the gas. Her baby, 8-month-old Lexi, still in her car seat when the unthinkable happened.
He walked with his head just like this. He wouldn't look at nobody.
Tyler Stapp says the man shoved him out of the way and jumped in the driver's seat and took off.
Yeah, I jumped up and got on the driver door, and that's when he took off real fast around the other pumps and went towards the door, and that's when he knocked me off the door. He punched me in the face.
The baby was still inside the car.
I was completely hysterical. I went running out and told everybody. I said, there's a baby in the car.
Police were called. The chase was on all the way to Madison County. Kimberly and Tyler were in one of those cars listening to the radio traffic. Their hearts about to beat out of their chests.
You know, they were talking about taking out ditches and hitting fences, and he's in another ditch. And
it ended when police say Sidney Fee crashed and took his own life.
Yeah, and his family apologized to us, but he can't help what he did. You know, he can't help what his son does.
Little Lexi didn't even have a scratch.
And she just looked at me and smiled, and she waves like this. She said, hi. Hi.
Everyone's fine now. They're thanking everyone who took part.
The sheriff's department there in Georgetown, because they jumped in, and
they were really good. Them and the state police were amazing.
And even the employees at the pilot station, bystanders.
Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Tyler Stapp is recovering from several brain surgeries. He says he's very lucky he didn't suffer a serious head injury when Fee knocked him to the ground.
People in a Lexington neighborhood said no, and state leaders listened. Tonight, we have learned that Fayette County's Office of Probation and Parole will not be moving to the Palomar Center area. As we told you the last 2 days, the state wanted to move that office to a building near Harrodsburg Road. Many people who live and work in that area are against it. Garrett Weimer joins us live with the update. Garrett?
It caused an uproar from neighbors and led to a threat of legal action. And this afternoon, the state announced it has pulled the plug on moving Lexington's Probation and Parole Office into this building here behind me. Just yesterday, an attorney representing several business and property owners in the area sent a letter to the city and the state asking for work to stop on the building. Last night, 24 folks who live nearby showed up to tell me they didn't want the office there. Today, after hearing the state has reversed course, neighbors have stopped to tell me they're relieved.
It's good when so many people can come together to influence decisions that make a stronger community.
This afternoon, I also spoke with Jacob Walburn, the attorney who sent those letters to the city and state. He says he's pleased with the decision and also thankful for a prompt response. Now, just in the last 10 minutes or so, I also talked to the owner of the building here, and he says he was told by the Justice Cabinet that they would notify the community of the plan to move that building here. And he says them pulling out now after finishing a nearly $2.5 million complete rebuild inside this building puts them in a tough spot. Live in Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
So much more to come on that story. In a statement late this afternoon, Kentucky Justice and Public Safety Secretary J. Michael Brown said his office will now work with the Division of Real Property to find a better location for that office.
What police say started as a fight ended in murder. Tonight, they've arrested a man they say killed another man at his Jessamine County home. It happened early this morning on Hartley Drive near Tates Creek Road. The Jessamine County Sheriff's Office charged Thomas Carson with murder. Kristen Kennedy talked to the victim's daughter.
Angel Cox says her father, Shane Washington, worked hard supporting his 4 children.
He was so sweet to us whenever he was home. He tried his best to help the family as much as he could. He got jobs. He got many jobs. He worked in carpeting, and he would get jobs with other people just to make money, just to help the family out.
Her last days with him were filled with happy memories made at a reunion.
It was so nice to us, and we just got back from a family reunion not that long ago, so everybody got to see him. Everybody was having such a good day, and then a couple days later we found out somebody killed our daddy.
Investigators say Thomas Carson killed Washington early Friday morning on the back porch of Carson's home. Neighbor Connie Carter says the two were fighting. Her husband told her he watched Carson strike Washington with an axe.
He said he looked out the window, and that's when he seen them fighting.
Neighbors told us they've had difficulty dealing with Thomas Carson in the past, but they never thought he was capable of murder.
Tom's got a mental problem, but I mean, we've learned to deal with it. You know, us and the neighbors, we've learned to deal with it, and then wake up this morning and you got this.
We checked Carson's record. Back in 2013, he pleaded guilty to a charge of terroristic threatening. He was also the complaining witness in 2 cases against 2 of his neighbors. He claimed they were stalking and harassing him. In Jessamine County, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Funeral arrangements for Shane Washington are pending.
After spending decades working at the University of Kentucky, the medical privileges of a trauma surgeon are one step closer to being revoked. A panel of UK trustees made the decision today.
Some patients, staff, and students had complained that Paul Kearney was verbally abusive toward them. New at 6, Victor Puente was at today's hearing.
University of Kentucky attorneys say this decision isn't about Paul Kearney's abilities as a surgeon, which they admit are impressive, but about the way he treats his colleagues, his students, and his patients. Today's hearing took place in front of a 3-member panel made up of university trustees. The 3 decided to uphold a previous decision to revoke Dr. Kearney's medical privileges, citing a number of incidents, including one where he cursed at a patient.
There's a litany of transgressions from Dr. Kearney's behavior.
But the doctor and his attorney argue that the move was a retaliation for questioning the leadership of UK Healthcare Executive Vice President Michael Karpf.
This is a concerted effort to silence a voice for all the people that have worked hard to make the University of Kentucky a good place to work.
There was a contingent of doctors who came to the hearing supporting Kearney. He says a lawsuit he filed against the university will continue.
And we expect to win that.
University officials say they were worried about the behavior Kearney was teaching to future doctors.
We cannot, as a university, tolerate abusive behavior, verbal violence against patients, nurses, students, colleagues.
This recommendation will go to the full healthcare committee. They have 30 days to decide if they agree with it. If they do, Dr. Kearney's clinical privileges will be revoked. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
UK officials say this is the first time in the medical center's 50-year history that a committee such as this has been convened.
It's been a very wet month, but July is ending on a dry and sunny note across the bluegrass today. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell's joining me in celebrating this news.
We are celebrating, and we're also celebrating because Chris isn't here, right? Oh, I hope you didn't hear that. It has been really nice over the past couple of days, and it's going to carry over into the first couple of days in August. We look outside all across parts of central and eastern Kentucky, and you're going to find the same old thing. Sunshine, a little bit of cloud cover, and temperatures running from 84 to 86 degrees, at least on this graphic. You've got Corbin coming in at 84, Frankfort 86, Richmond and Lexington also at 86 degrees as we're looking in on the interstate there on the northern split. Now, we go hour by hour with our temperatures. We'll take you through the rest of the evening and overnight, early tomorrow morning. How about some upper 60s around 8 o'clock? That's a pretty nice start because we'll also have the dry air element thrown into the mix. We get into the afternoon and evening tomorrow, 83, 84 degrees. A couple of spots in southern parts of Kentucky, maybe a degree or two warmer, but still low relative humidity, meaning it's going to stay on the nice side. And Defender will continue to look like this through the evening and into the day tomorrow. Very dry, but showers and storms will return. We'll track them and the chance of a little more heat into next week, of course. I'll have that for you here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Jim. New at 6, a new WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll on the slate of statewide offices show they're up for grabs.
And results deliver some good news for the state's Democrats. Here's WKYT political editor Bill Bryant.
Well, the battle for governor isn't the only race coming up on the November ballot. A new WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll shows, just like in the governor's race, Democrats leading in every statewide race except one. Here are the numbers. Democrat Andy Beshear, who's the son of Governor Steve Beshear, has the biggest lead. In the Attorney General's race, he leads with 40% to Republican Whitney Westerfield's 33%. In the battle to keep her job as Kentucky Secretary of State, Democrat Allison Lundergan Grimes leads Republican Steve Nipper 46 to 40%. For state auditor, Democrat Adam Edlin's re-election campaign leads Republican Mike Harmon, his challenger, 35 to 31%. For state treasurer, the Bluegrass poll found Democrat Rick Nelson with a 3% lead over Republican Allison Ball. The only Republican leading statewide is Ryan Quarles, but it's a 1 percentage point lead over Democrat Jean Marie Lawson Spann.
I don't think there's any question that we're looking at a lot of tight contested races going forward. But right now, when voters just haven't tuned in that much and most of these down ballot candidates are not well known, you can almost take their names out of the polling and just ask the electorate, who do you want for this job, a Republican or a Democrat?
For the Bluegrass poll, Survey USA talked to 1,000 people across Kentucky between July 22nd and 28th. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Tonight, we've learned a Kentucky-based company will invest millions of dollars in a new office building in Lexington.
Governor Beshear's office says that Ashland Incorporated will build on its existing campus on Palumbo Drive. The company already has 2 office buildings there. State leaders say employees from Valvoline will work out of the new building. It's expected to cost about $35 million. Ashland Incorporated is based in Covington.
A wish came true today for a resident of a Lexington nursing home. 71-year-old Dorothy Davis wanted to ride on a motorcycle. Cambridge Place, where she lives, was able to make it happen today thanks to Harley Davidson. Davis says she owned a Harley about 40 years ago but hadn't been on a motorcycle since. She says the experience brought back some wonderful memories.
Anybody else says they got a Honda or whatever, they got a toy. This is the only bike.
Cambridge Place officials say this is the first of many wishes they hope to grant for their residents.